What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Bench. Of course, I'm DeMarcus.
I'm Ty.
My boy Ty is back with us again.
How you doing, DeMarcus? You always ask me how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Everything's good. You selling cars? you meet your quotas? Are you up there with the governors?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not meeting my quotas. I'm not selling no cars, and I'm definitely not near no governors. Hey, it's been rough, man. It's been a rough patch at the job, man. That's why, like I said, I'm listen. Y'all subscribe. Like the channel, click that bell for notifications, because I'm telling you, this is where I want to be, and I need this to get us there. Gotcha. Because the car business is getting harder and harder to be a part of, man. Not because of the customers, but just what you got to go through to sell a car.
Yeah,
it's become more and more difficult.
Yeah,
with everything going on, politically and all the other stuff that influences people decision making, which is not wrong. I get you want to make sure that all decisions you make is in the best interest of your family and your future, but it impacts everybody else, on a larger scale. But I mean, overall, I'm doing good. Like I told John today, I'm glad that I came to church, because there was a lot of things that were talked about today that I really need to hear from my spirit, because I was feeling a little hopeless in some areas. So I'm glad that I came to church. So it was definitely helpful. But thanks for asking, man. Bro. Of course. Yeah. But as always, I know things they're gonna work out in the way they're supposed to. Yeah. So we ain't got as much today. I felt like we do a good job on our episodes of getting the bulk of the pie, and then this is like the dessert. All right. So today, let's start in the NFL. We ain't talking about football in a while.
Oh, it's off season.
Yeah. I know ain't much going on, but let's talk about football. So I'm sure you saw it, but the Washington Commanders finally sold the team they announced their sale agreement to a gentleman named Josh Harris, and a couple other associates of his have agreed to buy the team. So now, what do you think about Washington finally selling their team?
Get it out of their ownership hands.
Dan Snyder.
He's been holding it hostage for a while now. So hopefully it's a difference between being one shareholder and majority shareholder. So he's basically being the majority shareholders with a lot of other investors around him. So maybe they can talk to him and tell him what they need and what they what can happen to improve the team. They need a stadium upgrade. Absolutely. They've been talking about that for a while.
The fans deserve it, man. So Washington, from Washington Redskins to the Washington Commanders, the fans have been loyal, and I just feel like with the loyalty, I mean, Dallas Cowboys, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Raiders, like all those loyal fans, they deserve to be in a facility that fits, their love for that team.
Yeah, so they, like I said, they need a stadium upgrade. They needed a new owner, new franchise, basically, and they rebranded themselves and pretty much sold the team. So let's see where it goes. Hopefully FedEx Field can be moved or put somewhere else or build right beside it, because I think they have room right beside it.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of the talks with the new ownership, is to rebuild right next door. Yeah. So that way they can knock that one down and start a new chapter in their franchise with a new stadium. Because I'm with you. I'm happy to hear that there's new leadership going to take over, because you're talking about a long period of time of a very uncomfortable workplace. And I've noticed that's been a trend here lately in sport, because even Becky Hammond in the WNBA, she's dealing with that situation where workplace is not comfortable with her and a player. She's come out and said that she don't recall any of these incidents that's being brought to her attention. I know the commissioner came out and they suspended her for the first 3 games of the year. Which, shout out to WNBA. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
Season kicked off.
I'm loving what I'm seeing with the women in the WNBA, and I'm glad to see support coming more to, because even like with Brittany Garner's first game back, I saw there was I think 12, 13, somewhere around there, 1,000 people at the game in LA. So we're glad to see the support is getting better. And I want to see the ladies get more support, and especially women in general supporting the sport.
Yeah, because if they get more support, then basically it's going to open up for maybe a new team. I don't know if you've been seeing this. A lot of young ladies, young women that been cut from teams that just started 2 years ago.
Absolutely. So you need an expansion team.
Yes. Yeah. Yep, and they're already talking about, it's a lot of great WNBA players that's not making rosters, but you only got 10 or 12.
It was like 10 or 12
teams.
maybe 10, 12 teams, maybe 10, 11 spots per team.
Yeah.
So they don't have like the men, they don't have 16 spots.
Yeah. So if you give a team like Orlando one or, you know, whatever, but WNBA definitely needs to expand.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm just really concerned with workplaces because I'm trying to understand like what is happening in these spaces that people are just so uncomfortable. Like what are they doing? Because you would think in these cultures and in these environments that, you know, it's about the sport. But obviously something else is going on.
That's a real touchy subject.
That's a real touchy. I'm saying I ain't gonna dive too deep into it. But I
touched the wrong subject.
Yeah, I don't want to dive.
John got to pull the plug. That's how touchy it is.
I'm not trying to say anything with my comments. But I am. That's a real question.
Yeah, it is.
Like what's going on in ththese workplaces that is involving these uncomfortable spaces for these people that we can't, you know, prevent it. That's what I mean. Like, because I feel like it should be prevented more than just allowing it to happen, especially in these organizations as big as they are.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna leave it there with that. Like I said, I'm glad to see the Commanders are going to be under new leadership. So let's see what happens there. So let's transition back to the NBA.
That was quick.
Yeah, that's quick. That's all I got for NFL.
Dang.
That's all I got.
Okay.
We as we get closer to the NFL season starting, then we'll dive more into some more stuff.
I mean, the schedule just dropped. You ain't excited for no NFL?
Not really.
Game?
I mean, what you got?
I got, you know, Kansas City versus Detroit. That's gonna be a good game to see. You got a couple games overseas. That's gonna be good to see. Okay, all right. Next subject.
It's too early to talk about schedule because
it's never.
Teams still trying to figure out their roster. We don't know what quarterback's gonna be in certain places. I mean, that's why I say closer to the season, man. I got you, man. Close to the season. All right, so with the NBA, you know the Warriors are done.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a hard fought, you know, series with the Lakers. Where do they go here? Where do they go next from here? With what happened to the, I would say the implosion that they experienced in this final, you know, series of the year. Where would you say they go from here?
I think they paid Poole too early.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
You got to figure out what you're gonna do with Dre. I think Dre is a free agent after this year. Clay's a free agent after next year. You got to keep. Hopefully, you got to keep the core. You owe the core pretty much.
Yeah, you owe.
Bob Myers is up for his contract.
Yeah, that's to me. I think that's the most important signing.
Yeah.
Of everybody that's up for a contract is him.
Yeah.
Because if you lose him, then I think you'll really start to see a dismantle of the culture and the roster that they have. Because now somebody coming in new, they're gonna want to do it their way.
Yeah. Well, of course they're gonna try to come in and. First thing they're gonna do is try to get people up under the salary, but Golden State, you know, just got a new arena, so they got to put cheeks in the seats.
Yeah, yep.
So how you gonna do that
without having the stars?
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I think they re-signed Draymond. I don't think he gets some type mega deal, but I think they signed him to a situation that benefits them to keep him there for a couple more years. Because I don't see him really trying to go to another team. Same thing with Clay. I mean, as frustrated as they might be about losing and everything and what happened this year, but I think everybody know if they leave, it's gonna be a lot harder than to stay.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I think they re-sign Clay, re-sign Draymond. I do agree with the Jordan Poole thing. I think they kind of jumped out there a little too quick on that because he still has he's still developing, still turning into in my mind, the replacement of a Steph Curry. So I think you could have waited on that type of money that you gave him.
Yeah.
But because you needed that, because of course you still got to figure going to do with Andrew Wiggins. You got I know Iguodala just.
But Andrew Wiggins is locked in.
He's locked in for the next couple of years. Okay.
I know you just didn't say Andrew.
No, I'm saying Andrew. I'm gonna say Andre Iguodala just retired.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say figure out what you want to do. No. Let that man walk.
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying he finally announced that he's done, which is good for the team.
Yeah, he need to get into acting. I seen him on a couple acting spots.
Yeah. He wanted to train into a different different time in life. So, a different stage in life. So, but but you got that going on. So, you got him, and then a couple other pieces need to be rearranged. But I do you think they win another championship with their group?
Well, what Denver got going on right now, I think Denver can win the West for a couple years.
They're young too.
Yeah, Phoenix, they're still there. Can't forget about, as long as Dallas got Luka, it's still gonna be, a championship, possibly one there because he's still under 25 years old.
Absolutely.
So, I just think it's Golden State maybe can squeak one in. I don't know. It's gonna be hard.
All right. So let me ask you this: which player would you say, coming to mind, would gain the most by winning a chip this year that's left in the Final Four? Who would gain the most from winning the championship?
I would say it's two: Jokic and Jimmy.
Jokic and Jimmy.
Yeah.
Why?
I feel like Jokic already got his MVPs. He needs the ring. Okay. I don't say he needs the ring, but the ring will put him up there. With
one of the best big men.
Best big man. Yeah, top 5 big men if he wins a ring.
Okay.
I lied, not top 5. That was pretty hard.
So yeah.
I was finna say, top 5 centers. Not just big men.
All right. I'm glad you clarified. I'm about to say top 5.
Because you say big man, you gotta put power forwards. So let's put top 5 centers.
Okay.
Yeah, they put them in that category.
Okay.
And Jimmy, I just feel like what you see from Jimmy is hustler. Known for defense coming into the league, but yet he's finna pretty much unstoppable on the offensive end. Get to his spots. Knows the fundamentals in and out of basketball. And, and also I think it could be a big boost not just for the players but for Coach Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, and what he's been able to do.
Yeah, because he won his ring because of LeBron.
Yeah,
I won this ring because
I actually outcoached everybody.
Solid X&O coach.
Yes. So I went with 3 players. I went with Jokic, Jimmy, and I went with Jason Tatum.
I think he's still young. He's still under 25.
That's why I say he's the 3rd on my list.
Yeah.
And then I got Jimmy 1 and then Jokic 2. Because I agree with you with Jimmy. Everything he's been through from Chicago to Minnesota to Philly, now to Miami, and then just the sheer, like I say, he kind of get pushed to the side. Nobody really talks about him. They talk about a lot of other guards in his position when they talk about him. But I think him winning the championship, especially coming off that bubble run they had, and then now he win this one, it helps him, kind of, I feel like, lock into a more serious position of people respect him like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, on the flip side, Eric Spoelstra receives all the respect that he should get as a real deal X&O coach. So I think that the benefit of winning this year goes to them more than, of course, Jokic, because now you've won 2 MVPs. If you can lead your team to a championship, solidifies you as one of the best centers to ever play the game, especially the way he's doing it versus a lot of other centers that would have never been able to do, I feel like, the way he's done it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with Tatum, I feel like that championship will move him to that next level upper echelon player because he's come out and say he's the best in the world, one of the best in the world.
At what?
At basketball. He's come out and said it.
Can't score in the 4th quarter.
Listen, he's come out and say that he's one of the best in the world. And just like I told you on previous podcasts about MB, now it's Jason Tatum's fault he's not touching the ball in the 4th quarter.
He's touching the ball, he's just not shooting it.
That's his fault.
He got like 5 turnovers.
That's his fault.
No points in the 4th.
That's his fault. And
it's coaching.
so man, I ain't getting into it with you, man. I ain't even finna get into all that with you. Like I said, that will help him get to the upper echelon level of great players if he can win a ring. But I do agree with you 100% that Jimmy, I think, has the most to gain because he's gonna finally receive. Even though I know he don't give a crap about it, but I think everybody in media and in the sports world, in basketball, in the NBA, will finally start giving him his flowers properly.
Yeah,
like he deserves.
I mean, if you're gonna put Tatum in there, you might as well just tie Brown into him too.
Yeah, I mean, either one of them.
Put them together.
Yeah, because I think it benefits both of them.
Yeah, because I mean, they've been knocking on the door since they went to the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron and lost that one year. Was that 18? I think. So been knocking on the door since 2018, since he was 19 years old in the league.
Okay. So let's stay on Jaylen Brown. I'm glad you brought him up because I got a little segment me and John came up with.
Okay.
It's called Who's Better.
Okay.
All right. Subject 1 is Jaylen Brown.
All
right. So I'm gonna throw a couple names out there. I want to see what you think about who's better.
Okay.
And then of course everybody watching, comment down below. Let us know who you think is better.
John, real quick, Can you look and see how old Jaylen Brown is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All
So
right.
this is my factor.
So it's important.
Yeah,
His
this
age.
is factor.
Well, let's get the age first,
Yes,
and then I'll
okay.
throw the names out there. Let's get
All
his age first. Because I think he's got to be 26, 27. I think 26. He's 1 year older than Tatum.
Okay.
Okay, so he's 26-year-old Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
At his peak, right? He's at. Would you say he at his peak right now?
No.
He got more levels.
Yeah, because
okay.
I'm still the number one
so
person is Tatum.
He's okay, trending to his peak.
Yeah.
All right. First one I got.
Mm-hmm.
Who's better, Jaylen Brown, DeMar DeRozan?
I'm going with Brown for youth.
Wow. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So
okay.
this is,
okay. All right. Okay.
This is one of the things.
All right.
Go ahead.
Right. All right. Number
Brown.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Who's better, Jaylen Brown or the Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards?
Ooh, that's tough right
Because
there.
there goes your youth that you just brought up.
That's tough right there. I'm going Brown because Brown can give you. He's a two-way player.
Okay. All right.
So
All right.
Ant plays defense as well, but
You feel right now Jaylen Brown plays better D?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, number 3. Who's better, Jaylen Brown or Zach LaVine?
I've never really liked Zach LaVine.
Why?
I just never really cared for him. I'm going Brown.
You going easy call?
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now I think this one might stump you a little bit. Who's better, Jaylen Brown or Bradley Beal? Yeah, I knew it was gonna make.
I'm going Brown.
You going Brown?
Yeah.
Okay. They about the same age,
Bill ain't made the playoffs.
so that matters. We talking about player for player.
I'm just saying.
Why the
like,
playoffs matter?
I'm just saying, like,
Why does the playoffs matter though?
I'm just saying, like, Bill he's not giving me nothing on that team to basically be like, all right, yeah.
But we're talking about player for player.
I'm going Brown.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Who's better, Jaylen Brown, Klay Thompson?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if you want to go Klay before the injury, that's fine. Or Klay before the playoffs, because
If it's a game 6, Clay is different.
yeah.
Let's say I'm going Brown.
Going Brown. Okay. All
That's
right.
tough though.
That's a tough one.
You got a 4-time champion,
That's what I say. That
offensive player.
Yeah.
Before I'm still going Brown.
still going Brown. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then I got my next one. Who's better, Jaylen Brown or Jalen Brunson? Brunson, I feel like Brunson took a huge leap this year.
I'm going Brown.
Going Brown?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then I got who's better, Jaylen Brown or Shea?
That was hard.
That's hard.
That was hard.
When I saw that one, I was like, ooh.
I might go. I'm going Shea.
You going Shea?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like Shea game.
Because Shea got the youth, the defense.
He just made first team.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going
Because
Shea.
Jaylen Brown ain't, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then my next one, I got
Kentucky guard too.
Kentucky guard. Like we
Yeah.
talked about. That's coming up. Y'all wait on that. That's coming up. We're going to talk about these Kentucky guards.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kentucky guards, going to another one. Who's better, Jaylen Brown or Devin Book?
Oh, I thought you was gonna say Jamal Murray. I'm going Brown because Book don't like to get double teamed in practice.
Over Jim, he don't like that. I get double teamed all year long, but we not double teamed over Jim.
Nah, I really like Book game.
Yeah.
And from Book from Kentucky to now,
Yeah.
it's a whole different player.
Uh-huh.
I'm going Brown.
I'm going Brown?
Book, you can hide Book on defense. Brown
Okay.
is on guard.
Staying with Kentucky, let's go. Who's better, Jaylen Brown or Jamal Murray? Y'all see the trend, right? There's a lot of Kentuckiness in here.
It is.
I know one of my buddies, he love that because he's a huge Wildcat fan.
I think Murray's
Yeah.
still peaking.
Yeah. So let's go off that then. So they both around the same age.
Yes.
So based off projection in like I said, transcending to their peak, who you think's better based off of what you're seeing and where they're going?
I think they tick for tag.
Yeah.
Like if I have a solid one, which both of them have a solid one, it's like who would you rather have at your two? And I think they both complement their one
Real good.
the best.
Yeah.
If I have a player like Jokic as my one, I want Murray.
Absolutely.
If I have Tatum, I want somebody like Brown.
Okay.
So that's hard. That's probably the hardest one.
That's the hardest one?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to wait? You want to hold?
Yeah, let's
table
come
that
back
one.
to
Come
that.
back.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
come back to that
All right, I got two more for you, and then we'll come back to Murray.
All right.
Who's better, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell?
Oh, Brown.
Not even.
No.
Really?
I'm not a Mitchell fan like that either. He's 70 points.
Yeah, I'm about to say 70 points.
Nah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then my last one, I think this one gonna stump you a little bit too. Who's better, Jaylen Brown or Paul George?
I'm going Brown for youth.
Okay.
But Paul George, when he was with Indy, was a problem. That guy was a whole problem for that.
Yeah. I mean, every team he's been with, as long as he's healthy, he's a problem.
Yeah.
Every team.
Yeah.
Clippers, OKC, and I mean, Indiana, he was a different level of problem.
Yeah.
Because he had, like I said, he had the explosiveness, he had the youth on his side, and then defensively, he was already a juggernaut.
Yeah.
But I think now it's kind of like I said, age and injuries have caught up to him. So I can see why you would go Brown on that matchup.
Yeah. Like I said, but Indiana, Paul George, when it was
he's better than all of them.
Yes.
He's better than everybody we just named.
Yeah.
Couldn't touch him in Indiana.
Yeah.
Not a person.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was it, and it's crazy too because it wasn't supposed to be his team.
It was your boy.
Come on. Give me the name.
What's his name?
Come on.
I just had it as you were saying it.
Come on with it. See if you know it.
What's his name?
Come on. DG. That's what I'm gonna give you.
Oh, Danny Granger.
There you go. Danny Granger.
Whatever happened?
Injuries.
That's another episode we got coming soon to y'all. It's gonna be called Whatever Happened to Them. Because I feel like Danny Granger literally was one of the best players at that time of the NBA in the East.
Yeah.
And then Paul George
was coming in,
ascended past him, and Danny Granger was never heard of again.
It's injuries.
So he's one of those players that, like, so me and John and you, we're gonna sit down and come up with this list of whatever happened to them.
Yeah.
Danny Granger was supposed to be his team. Him and Roy Hibbert.
David West,
and I feel like that was supposed to be the first coming of a Murray and Jokic was Danny Granger and Roy Hibbert. I feel like that's what Indiana was trying to build with them, and Dave West was like the enforcer, Karl Malone style player of that team, and then Paul George is gonna be like the young upcoming cat.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like if they had Danny Granger with Paul George against some of the Miami teams, it would have been tough.
Yeah,
for Miami.
Well, Paul George came out and said that his years in Indiana, he hated LeBron.
Oh yeah,
because LeBron and D Wade and them, they killed every opportunity for them. Because like I said, with Lance Stevenson that one year, Paul George, Danny Granger, David West, and Roy Hibbert, they had a team to go to the championship. Yeah. But Miami killed them 4 years straight.
Yeah.
So, or Boston got in their way. So I just think they just had a lot of trouble. So with this list, I had a lot of people I agree with you. A couple I didn't. I honestly said I like DeMar DeRozan over Jay Brown. I like DeMar DeRozan. I agree with you on Anthony Edwards. He's still trending. Still got a lot to learn on the defense.
It's his team. I'm not gonna lie.
It's his team.
It's his team.
It's not Cat's team.
Yeah.
It's his team.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine, I agree with you. He's an athlete, like his explosiveness, but I do like Jaylen Brown's game overall better. I went Bradley Beal. I think Bradley Beal, regardless of him being on that terrible team, he's a problem when he's
healthy.
He's healthy. There's no one that can score better than him. I did go Jalen over Klay Thompson because I think Jalen, like I said, overall game, because I watched this past playoffs, Klay Thompson has a struggle with his ability to get his own shot. And, of course, his injuries have hurt him too as well defensively. I did go Jaylen Brown over Jalen Brunson. Shea, I had Shea all day.
Yeah.
I feel like Shea's the better player. I went Devin Booker. I went Devin Booker. I went Jamal Murray versus him.
I know that's
still tough for you. I went him over Donovan Mitchell because I watched Donovan Mitchell since Utah. Great player, but I just think overall, I think Brown defensively is better, and I think that Brown's impact is better than Donovan Mitchell. Of course, he had a good year with Cleveland. We'll see what happened next year.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I went him over Paul George just because of the injuries.
You know what I like to see? I would like to see Brown go back to Atlanta.
Okay.
So I would trade for Brown.
Trade for Brown
and give, of course.
You think that works with Tatum though? Having Trae Young.
I don't care if I'm Atlanta. I'm getting Brown down there. You already got Murray.
Yeah.
Brown is a solid guy. 26 years old from Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah, be a welcome home to him.
You got defense and Smart and Brogdon, so it's not gonna hurt, to lose Brown, but you can hide Trae because you got two guards that can.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trading Atlanta. I'm getting Brown to Atlanta. If I'm
Brown, okay, giving up everything to get him though, because it ain't gonna just be trade for trade. They gonna want picks. No.
They can have picks. Okay. I mean, if you don't have a top 5 pick in the NBA, then it's it's slim pickings pretty much after top 5.
I got you. Okay.
Some of them make it through the cracks. Jalen Brunson, Draymond.
Yeah.
But
let's talk about your boy Luka. I was talking about him the other day. And the reason I bring him up, because I want to see what you think about this.
4-time All-First team. Go ahead. Put some respect on his name.
The reason why I brought Luka up is because we were talking about Larry Bird.
Okay.
One of these, I would say one of the, better white players in the NBA, right? Would you say that Luka is this generation's Larry Bird? And the reason why I even compared the two, hear me out, because I looked at all components of what they are on their team and what they have been against other teams.
Problems.
So I look at Larry Bird, all the trash talking.
Yeah.
Luka. I look at Larry Bird for, he was 6'9", but he wasn't like a athlete. Luka's 6'6", not an athlete. Both of them, I feel like they both played the game at the same pace, or they play the game at the same pace, and they're not very fast. They can catch you off guard with some hesitation moves. Then, of course, creativity with shooting, and then I think the will to win.
Yeah.
That's why I say
I like that. I like that analogy.
That's why I went Luka as this generation's Larry Bird, because I don't feel like there's. I mean, we do a lot of comparison with LeBron, Michael, Kobe, but I feel like there's a lot of other players that's in this Hall of Fame, list that have players similar to him playing right now. And I think Larry Bird and Luka, to me, are the comparison.
I like that. I give you that one.
Okay.
I like that one pretty much the best. Never thought about it.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, man, because I was just looking back. Because I myself like to look back at all of the older, as much film as you can see, look at the older players and kind of look at who now Luka probably might not ever come out and say that Larry Bird was an influence to him, but you just look at the way they play in the game today. You look at when Larry Bird, now of course there was a lot of white players in the NBA at that time, but his skill set was just far superb to them. And I feel like the same thing now with Luka. There's not really another player like him.
Yeah.
And Larry Bird to me was the same way.
Gotcha. Yeah. I can agree with that.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
All right, I got another one for you. Jokic. We talked about him, earlier and previous on other podcasts. Would you say Jokic is the Tyson Fury of basketball?
I mean, they look alike.
Yeah, they, you know what I'm saying? Because I had a conversation with a friend of mine. I'm like, man, you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So you look at Tyson Fury, you don't think he's, he got no, he just don't look like he have a skill set. He big, you think he's slow.
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest boxers to ever fight. But when you watch him, I mean, his accuracy of his punches, his power, his speed, his agility is there. And then you look at Jokic, his speed, his agility, his creativity, his shot making. So that's why I think Jokic is the Tyson Fury of basketball. What you think?
I can agree with that.
You agree with that?
Yeah. I can agree with that one. Yeah.
You can go with that one. Because that's why I say, just looking at that, I was like, man, that's crazy how you got two guys with their size, their ability to do what they're able to do, especially in the boxing ring against guys that you feel like is just sheer, better than him. And he dominates them. And then you look at Jokic, AD matched up against him, DeAndre Ayton, all these younger, more quote unquote talented players. But he outduels them every single time.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I like that analogy right there.
Right, the analogy? Okay. Yeah. All right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, that is a cool idea. Like I said, I didn't even thought about when he brought it to my attention. Like, man, that was crazy. So, because like I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, who else in the league is like a Tyson Fury? I'm like, no, not Luka, but Jokic is like the perfect build.
Yeah.
For that. So, all right, give me your prediction. Out of the two names we just named, Luka and Jokic, which one you see winning more rings?
What Denver has around Jokic right now, I think Jokic can get if he gets one this year, he probably can repeat.
Okay. Repeat, really?
Yeah, that's what they have.
So you think coming back next year, a healthy Phoenix,
unless something goes crazy,
a healthy Phoenix, like Lakers, if they do something.
Money. LeBron's getting older, so it's becoming an AD team. What do they do in the offseason? LeBron is taking up $50 million. So it's hard. I don't see my Mavs doing anything in the offseason because they don't know where they want to go.
What you think Memphis going to do?
It depends on what happens to Ja.
True.
Zion's not coming back in the West anytime soon. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
The West is pretty much Denver's right now.
I was thinking to myself, I'm glad you brought it up. Do you think Zion Williams is going to turn into a Charles Barkley?
No. Charles was dominant.
So is Zion when he on the floor?
When he's on the floor. What he played. I think we went over this. LeBron played more games since the bubble than he's played
in 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm just perplexed on what's going on with Zion. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. You can't trade him. You're locked in for the next 3.
I think you could trade him.
3 years. Who's gonna want him though?
I mean,
because like I say, we've talked about this on previous podcasts. Availability and reliability is huge when you're talking about being a franchise guy.
It is.
And we're talking about being an intricate part of a roster. And don't get me wrong, I think when he is playing, he is the most. He's like a baby Shaq for real.
You got to get him out that gumbo. That's what it is.
I guess maybe he move him out somewhere.
Move him out.
Because Southern cooking right now ain't good for him.
I think it was talks where he wanted to go to the Knicks, so he traded for Julius Randle's a few picks.
Yeah. Yeah, because my boy Stephen A. Smith said he's done with Julian Randle. He's ready for Julian Randle to be gone.
Randle ain't too bad. I mean, it's not his team no more.
I think that's what they're going through. Is that before they put him in that spot to be the number one guy, kind of like they did with Melo and Stoudemire and other bigs. They tried to put them in that spot, but now I think the struggle this year is actually Jalen Brunson's team.
It's Brunson's team, and then
RJ Barrett after that. RJ Barrett, because I feel like RJ Barrett has been getting slighted because of the fact that they've been focusing more on Randle than focusing on RJ Barrett, because he had a good season and a good playoff. I feel like his numbers was right there with a lot of other guys, 20-some points a game, shooting efficiently. But I just don't think they really looked to him because of Randle. But if he's gone, and then like I said, you bring somebody like a Zion in, I think now he gets more opportunity in that offense than he do with Randle.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but like I said, it all depends. But I agree with you. The West, now that you bring it up, it's a lot of uncertainty with a lot of other teams, and with them, I think it actually looks pretty good for the next couple of years. Long as no one, because you still got Michael Porter, he's still young. Yeah, I say he's like 24, 25,
something like that.
Still young. Jeff Green's never going nowhere. he's gonna play till he's 60, based off of how they use him.
A big addition that turned his game around, Bruce Brown.
Love Bruce Brown.
I
feel like Bruce Brown, he never got the respect when he was in Brooklyn for all that he did for Kyrie and for KD, and when James was there playing the 4 and the 5 spot as a 6'5" guard. But like I said, just his athleticism, his hustle, his defense.
I think he got 2 games in this series alone where he got more than double-double.
Yeah.
Like 3rd or 4th.
And now his shooting has gotten better.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know. And then also KCP. I feel like KCP went to Denver and became the player that everybody thought he should have been in Denver. Not Denver, no, Detroit. When Detroit, I feel like he's finally.
I mean, I think he had that mentality and that shooting in LA. They just didn't keep him.
Yeah. I know they definitely miss him now. Because not only his shooting, but then defensively and his ability to impact the game, because he's had a huge impact on the game. So, but yeah, I mean, I just want to run those two comparisons by you, see what you thought. Like I said before, comment down below. Let us know what you think of those comparisons, and if you think those are right, if you know any others that we can talk about, definitely let us know, and we'll go from there. But I think that's gonna wrap this episode up, Ty. That's all I have for you. Got anything before we leave?
Yes.
Man? Okay.
I don't know if you watched it last night. Boxing. Yeah. Had a really good fight at 135.
Yes. I want to say fight of the year. Fight of the year so far at 135.
Okay. Yeah. Devin Haney, Lomachenko. I don't know if you've seen the outcome.
Yeah.
Devin Haney won by unanimous decision.
Yeah, I don't think it should have been unanimous.
Don't think it should have been unanimous.
Yeah.
Should have been a draw. One judge scored it 116 to 112.
Yep.
The other one's 115 to 113. Two of them. And everybody's saying it's rigged, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
When you have a fight like that, it's so much more than just one to knock down power. They box.
Yeah.
They box. And we haven't seen that in so long.
I mean, the fact that Loma, the body shots that he was taking.
Yes.
That right there alone let me know there's another level to boxing.
Yes, it is.
Because he was taking some. I'm not talking about like he's slightly hitting him. I'm talking about dead center in the ribs, in the core of his stomach. He was taking some real hits and still going, still coming forward. And then that little quick left jab he got.
Almost, it's nice.
I mean, he caught him and wobbled him a couple times.
He did, yes.
And that's why, like I said, watching that Ryan Garcia, I agree with him what Devin said about how that rehydration clause, it affected Ryan Garcia.
It did.
Because I'm watching Loma get, the same body shots, and he didn't have no problem taking them.
Yeah.
And to see Ryan Garcia get hit the way he did not, granted, it was a great shot by Tank, but for him to go down off that body shot and to watch these two guys body shot each other, jab each other, and of course both of them was catching each other in the back of the head, doing some little thing to try to throw each other off, but they were just locked in. It was a great fight. I want to see a rematch of it because I think, like I said, I think it was a lot closer than what the judges was calling it. But at the same time, it's one of those things that Floyd's always said: to win against me or to be the champion, you gotta knock them out, or at least knock them down one time. But just with the skill sets that we saw from both parties, you see why they're the best in that division.
Now, if this wasn't for the title, I could see Loma winning.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the title,
winning.
yeah. But because they fought for all four belts,
all four
that Devin had right now.
So it's that's what I was gonna say. Like with people that really don't understand or know boxing, like you said, you're gonna have to beat the champ. You're gonna have to knock the champ out. It's very rare that you see somebody that comes in and wins with a fight like that. That was so close.
So close.
And yes, Lomo threw more punches and everything else, but it was the counter.
His accuracy too. He had better accuracy too as well.
He had things that helped Devin win was the shots, the body shots. People don't understand how much body shots help you.
Oh yeah. Also in
scoring.
I think he can. I would say this. I think D controlled the ring better than Loma did.
Yeah.
Because like I said,
Loma was just gonna walk up on you.
Yeah, Loma was just walking him down, and he would try to pin him on the ropes or pin him in the corner and boom, 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 throw a couple of shots. But I just think that D was able to control the fight, and I think that's why he won.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with it being unanimous. Like I say, if you want to say by the split decision, I would have went all with that.
That 116, 112.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
That was the one.
Because it was four. I want to say the fourth round through like the eighth round, Loma won all four of those rounds, in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion, he did. And then, of course, D took over the last few rounds.
I think it was 10th round. I think Loma won that.
Exactly.
But other than that, I think Haney won the rest of it. And definitely solidified in the 11th round.
That's what I'm saying. So, and I will say with that fight, with the Tank and Ryan Garcia fight, even though it didn't happen like a lot of people wanted, it didn't go the distance like everybody wanted, I still like to say that boxing, I know it's been talked about for a long period of time as a dying sport, but I feel like there are guys like this matchup and other matchups out there. If boxing can do what UFC does, was like, okay, you got these two guys dominating in the same division. One's 29-0, one's 28-1, or whatever it is with 22 knockouts. If they can start doing more of those matchups, like they're trying to do, which I understand also too with boxing, it's a little bit different when it comes to contracts and promoters, and there's a lot of people behind the scenes that stop fights.
Yeah.
Because a lot of fight, I think, yes, let's fight. We're in the same division. We're kicking everybody else, but we might as well fight. But I also understand, promoters want to make sure their fighter get the bigger payday, be on the other side of the money. So I know there's a lot of factors that stop great fights. But I think if they can start doing that, more boxing would definitely start to thrive, because I know Crawford, who is it, Crawford and Spence. Everybody wants to see that fight. Which I think that's going to be one of those Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier in Africa somewhere, in the middle of nowhere type fight. and I know everybody's going to keep fighting for that fight until it happens. You know, and I think Crawford and Spence understand that's the next big fight. There is nobody else in the division that's going to bring the level of interest that fight does. But no, I definitely enjoyed it watching that fight when it happened and seeing just the sheer skill of boxing.
Yes.
It was beautiful. Shot after shot. It was kind of like watching like a boxing movie like Rocky.
Yeah.
You know, seeing him get punched. I mean, straight on slots of good shots, and these guys didn't buckle. You didn't see neither one of them quit. You saw them really fight a good fight all the way through. So
yes.
I was definitely happy. That was a good one, man. Glad you brought that one up. That was good right there. But let us know what y'all thought about the boxing match too as well, and what you think about boxing moving forward. And
give us a fight that you want to see.
Yes,
other than the Spence and Crawford. Yeah. You want to see Haney and Devin. You want to see Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Whoever you want to see.
Shakur and Tank. I know that's been some rumblings of that. I think that'll be
Haney.
I think that'd be a great fight. But yeah, let us know down below who you think will be the next great fight for boxing to keep it going in the right direction. But also comment down below. Let us know what you thought about today's episode, and we definitely will make sure to implement that on the next episodes coming up. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook. Of course, subscribe, click that bell for notifications so you'll know when the next episodes are coming up. But as always, follow us on our other social medias down below in our description. But until the next time, guys, we'll see y'all here soon. Have a great day. Peace.